Welcome to 3 Steps to Landing Your Dream Job. This program is a collaboration between the Barrett Group and Business Coaching of Northern California. The Barrett Group is an executive search firm that has assisted career changers across many industries for more than 25 years. They have a 90% success rate and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. Business Coaching of Northern California partners with the Barrett Group to provide clarity coaching to their clients, helping them to realize their strengths, determine their vision for a dream job, and creating a personal strategic plan. We have combined the extensive experience of the Barrett Group with the executive coaching expertise of Business Coaching of Northern California in an online program for job seekers looking for a self-paced, do-it-yourself approach. The 3 steps to landing your dream job are ready, aim, and bullseye. In the online program, we will cover the first step, ready. Once you've prepared yourself for your search, the next step is to take aim, to understand how to target the published and unpublished job markets, to create your marketing plan, and learn how to respond to inquiries. The third step, bullseye, takes you through working with recruiters, the interview process, and negotiating your package. We'll also share options to dive deeper and get more personalized one-to-one help along the way. I'm Julie Mathern, a Focal Point business coach and part of the Northern California team. I also provide clarity coaching for the Barrett Group clients. I help business owners, executives, and their teams to become more productive, profitable, and higher performing. I also have over 25 years of experience in management and marketing in both the public and private sectors. There are 5 modules to the Ready program: understanding yourself through DISC, which we'll be covering today, choosing your target career, writing a great resume, perfecting your LinkedIn profile, and planning your search. So career change candidates bring very different levels of self-awareness to the market. How aware are you of how you behave or how others see you? What changes in your behavior or in your ability to recognize others' behavioral patterns earlier would make you more successful? These are the questions that we'll be addressing in this first session using the DISC psychographic tool. Throughout this program, we will share insights from several subject matter experts for each topic. Hamm is one of our business and executive coaches with Focal Point, and he uses DISC as a key tool with all of his clients. He helps business owners and executives grow their business and is a former CPA, CFO, controller for more than 30 years. He also leads a sales accountability program at Focal Point, which we call Centurions. So how does improving your self-awareness enhance your career change prospects? Let's hear from Duke.
This sets you apart from the rest, from the other 95 plus people who are going through the interview process that you are, the career change process that you're going through. It's all about communication and engagement, building those strong relationships. Many people have skills, but very few have self-awareness skills. And this will help set you apart as you go through that career change process to land that perfect next job.
So great. Just to recap, when you have self-awareness, it sets you apart from the rest. It improves your communication and engagement skills and helps you to build relationships. So as Duke mentioned, this self-awareness can set you apart from other job candidates. An assessment tool like DISC helps you to understand your personal strengths and weaknesses or opportunities for improvement. It's also important to recognize that people may perceive you differently than you perceive yourself. You want to focus on jobs where you can provide the most value to the organization. For those of you that may not be familiar with DISC, let's review what it is. It's what's called a universal language of how we act, our way of doing things. It's a neutral language in that there is no judgment. There is no right or wrong DISC style. It's universal in that it's been used globally in many countries, and the same truths hold true for all countries. It's also a silent language in that it's a language you can observe. You don't have to be fluent in the language to be able to observe what DISC is. So DISC is all about communicating more effectively. When communication flows well, everything else follows. You're a better leader, your team is more successful, you understand your customer and prospects better. In the job search context, being able to read the person that you're speaking with helps you to build rapport more quickly and share your story in a way that will resonate best with them. So, what does DISC stand for? The D in DISC stands for dominance. This is how you handle problems and challenges and exercise power. The I in DISC is for influencer, how you interact with others and attempt to influence others to your point of view. The S is for steady relator, how you respond to the change, variations, and pace of your environment. And the C is for compliant analyzer, how you respond to the rules and procedures set by others and to authority. This is a standard breakout of the different styles in the general population, not quite 1/4 each. You have influencer steady as being slightly higher than the other two styles. So when you're talking to a recruiter or a potential employer, how can you identify what style of DISC this person has? Let's see what Duke has to tell us.
You can by their demeanor. Do they smile? Do they engage with you? Do they control the conversation? How they listen, or do they listen? Are they using logic? Do they want details? All of these help identify the type of person I'm speaking with. The high D person, the more dominant person, is going to want to ask the questions, can be very directive in their questions, will want to control the conversation. Sometimes they aren't the best listeners. Many times they will interrupt before you're finished. The high I person, and I'm a higher I want to get to know somebody. I want to know them individually. I want to get a rapport with them. We'll speak a little faster. Many times don't use a lot of logic. I definitely want to be more sociable. The high S is the more laid back individual. They ask very almost casual questions, not overly directive. They will usually speak slower. They will many times listen very effectively and intently, and will even have a few seconds of silence before they ask the next question, or if you ask them questions before they answer it. The high C person is the compliant, the more detailed type person who wants direct facts. They love the analysis. They'll ask more pointed questions. They'll ask follow-up questions to get more detailed answers. Many times you have to understand you've got to give them very specific facts and analysis, but that's all different ways that you can identify their DISC style, and also then how best to communicate with them during the interview process.
Great. Well, Duke's given you some good ideas of how to identify different behavioral styles, what kind of clues to look for. Here's another quick way for you to ascertain what style somebody is. So we have the 4 styles in this 2x2 square. And if you look at the top 2 styles, the C and the D style, compliant and dominant, these 2 styles tend to be more task-oriented. On the bottom half, the S, steadiness, and I, influencer, are more people-oriented styles. On the right-hand side, if we look at the D and the aisle, these are more extroverted or faster-paced behavioral styles. You might classify them as being outgoing. And on the left-hand side with the C and the S styles, this is a more introverted, slower-paced style, perhaps more reserved. So the reason why DISC is important both for job seekers and in everyday life is that when you recognize the style of others, you can adapt your style to improve communication. The reality is, if you always communicate in your own style, you're essentially miscommunicating with 3/4 of the population. The reality is that if you understand a style and you can adapt, you'll be much more successful. So let's take a look at each style. So now you're communicating with a person who is ambitious, forceful, decisive, strong willed, independent, and goal oriented. This is the D style. When you're communicating with the D, what you want is to be very clear, specific, brief, and to the point. You want to stick to business. You want to be prepared with support material that's in a well organized package. The things that will cause dissatisfaction or tension in this communication would be things like talking about things that are not relevant to the issue, leaving loopholes or cloudy issues, and appearing disorganized. When you're communicating with a person who's patient, predictable, reliable, steady, relaxed, and modest, you're talking to an S style. The things that will be beneficial for communication are starting with a personal comment, break the ice, present your case softly and non-threateningly, and ask them how questions to draw out their opinions. The S style is a more introverted behavioral style and is not necessarily going to be very expressive about what they think. They're more reserved. So they have many interesting and valuable insights to share. You need to ask them questions to draw out their opinion. Things that will create tension with the S style include rushing headlong into business, being domineering or demanding, or forcing them to respond quickly. When you're communicating with a person who's magnetic, enthusiastic, friendly, demonstrative, and political, you're dealing with an I style, the influencer. You want to provide a warm and friendly environment, and don't deal with a lot of details. Put those in writing, and then ask feeling questions to draw out their opinions or comments. The I style is naturally gregarious and outgoing, but asking questions about how they feel versus details and facts is going to be more effective. The kinds of factors that create tension or dissatisfaction would be being curt, cold or tight-lipped, if you're trying to control the conversation, or if you're really driving on facts and figures. When you're communicating with a person who is dependent, neat, conservative, perfectionist, systematic, careful, and compliant, you're talking to a C style. You want to prepare your case in advance. You want to stick to business, and you want to be accurate and realistic. Things that will cause tension or dissatisfaction with the C style are being giddy, casual, informal, or loud, pushing too hard or being unrealistic with deadlines, and being disorganized or messy. So hopefully you have a better understanding of each of the four styles and the do's and don'ts for communication. So why is it a great tool for job seekers? Basically, when you understand yourself better and you're able to understand others, you can communicate more effectively. So here are some examples of DISC profiles. Each person is a blend of all four styles, but it's the one that is the highest score that tells us what our primary style is. And this is what you can observe and adjust your communication style to for greater success. Now, most DISC assessments, and some of you may have done that through your previous employers or online, they don't provide a detailed report with the analysis of your strengths, ideal work environment, and workplace success factors. The firm that we use, called TTI, includes this data in your personal 24-page result report. So as you review job opportunities, it's important to focus on a role where you can utilize your strengths or your value to the organization. When you utilize your strengths, you're happier and more successful, which is a benefit to both you and the company that you work for. The insights into your ideal work environment and key workplace behaviors are also ways for you to weed out roles that are not a good fit for you. The report also provides you with some questions for the company. After all, you are interviewing them as much as they are interviewing you. You need to find out what the work environment is like and if you'll be able to excel. In summary, what we've covered in this session is the importance of self-awareness, both in helping you understand your strengths and weaknesses and in differentiating yourself from the other 95% of job candidates. We've provided some insights into the four DISC behavioral styles and how you can adapt your communication style to build rapport and communicate more effectively. and how understanding your strengths will help you find a job where you can truly excel and get the sense of satisfaction and success that you deserve. As I mentioned before, we don't have the opportunity for personalized support in this online forum, but if you would like to take a deeper dive and get your very own personal DISC assessment with a professional debrief where you see your strengths, ideal work environment, and opportunities for improvement, there's an opportunity for you to do so. You can set up a session with myself or Duke Hamm or one of our other professional DISC coaches and complete your action plan to maximize the benefits of DISC as you move forward. Our next session is going to be choosing your target career. So, whether it's your first job or your 15th, you must always consider whether you are targeting a set of duties in which you'll be comfortable and you will perform at your full potential, especially economically. This session explains how the Barrett Group goes about helping candidates clarify this important question before they begin their career search. Thank you for your time and attention to this module.